This is your weekly Magical Girl News Bulletin. Today is February 8th, 2026. In case you see this in the distant future, but this is all the Magical Girl news that happened this week in case you need to catch up. And if you don't know me, that's fine. My name is Ayumi. I love magical girls. I think about them every single day of my life. I've watched over 300 shows in the genre, and I have a podcast about magical girls that has over 200 episodes. It's on hiatus right now, and my computer's kind of dead, so I can't work on any new episodes. Hopefully, sometime this year it'll come back. That's why I'm also on the socials to give you all the magical girl news, which is why you should be following me if you want to know what's happening. So let's get into the news, starting with WishCat. WishCat is a magical girl series that premiered in Korea in late 2024. This is from Samji. This is the same studio as Catch Teeny Ping. This features Anna, who is a general pet lover, ends up running into the very adorable cat Ai Meow, who turned out to have magic powers. So she goes on a series of adventures working with all of these magical cats who grant her wishes, called Wish Cats. Definitely recommend for those who like Mukul Dreamy as well, but also, if you like the really, really classic stuff like Akko-chan and maybe even Minky Momo a little bit, it's very similar to that. We had heard that season 2 was coming. Also, season 1 ended on a major cliffhanger, so if there wasn't one, I would have been screaming. So season 2 is finally dropping on March 1st in South Korea. You can watch all of season 1 on the official WishCat YouTube page right now. I don't understand any Korean, but I had an amazing time, so I do recommend. Next, we have more news about Magical Sisters Lulutto Lilly. So this again is the Studio Pierrot Magical Girls franchise come back after many, many years. So that began with Creamy Mommy in the 80s and then moved all the way up to Fancy Lala in the late 90s. So this is a new series that's going to premiere in April of this year. And we got this beautiful new visual of the girls, as well as a new trailer and also the announcement of the opening song being performed by the K-pop group Illit. That particular bit of information is interesting. The openings and endings were, traditionally speaking, if you can call it a tradition, sung by the voice actor who played the magical girl. Even when they weren't actually playing an idol in the show, it didn't really matter. So it is interesting, right, that we're getting that as well. Since this is an idol-themed series, we're still going to get original songs featuring the idols, of course. We don't know how long the series is going to be, simply just because the series is set to be over the course of a year, but that doesn't necessarily mean the story will take place over a year, like in real time. So there is that to consider. Whatever episode count we get, I'm so there, and you should be too. Next, some news about Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha exceeds Gun Blaze Vengeance. Say that 3 times fast. So this is the animated iteration of the comic, which is luckily just called Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha Exceeds. This is set to premiere in July of this year. So this week the news was the announcement of the characters and their voice actors, which unsurprisingly is all reprisals. So we have Fate, Nanoha, we have Hayate, and we also have Udin here. So far we don't have any other new information really. I haven't read very far into the comic yet. Last but not least, we have a little bit of news about the French magical girl series Witch Detectives, which I believe has been in production for a few years now, but they released a promo trailer last year that I think was more for showing around other distributors and things like that. But yeah, we got the announcement that it is set to air in the 3rd fiscal quarter of 2026. So definitely really excited about that. So that is all the magical girl news for this week. I don't know if I'm going to be doing these kinds of bulletins every single week. It kind of depends on how much news comes out. But of course, as we are getting deeper into 2026, we already know there are so many other shows that we're waiting for that, yeah, I'm pretty sure that we're going to be at least getting little bits and morsels here and there. And I will always do my best to keep you all up to date on the latest magical girl news. So once again, like, comment, let me know your thoughts about all these things. If you want to stay up to date, stick around. As always, we're going to do lots of magical girl chats basically every day. There's actually one more piece of magical girl news technically, but that's going to be the topic of tomorrow's Maho Shoujo Manga Monday, so be sure to stay tuned for that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!